Boxing King Media in association with boxer Lee Appleyard. I was going to say retired Lee Appleyard, but I understand you're not retired anymore.
I am definitely not retired anymore. I had it. Nobody knew about me retiring. I had it in my head that if I lost, I'd retire because I want to win British and Commonwealth. And no disrespect to Dan Booth, yeah, he had a good record and he is a good kid and he can fight and he will go on probably to win a Central area if he keeps going and stuff. But I know I had to beat him and I had to beat him comfortably as well. But I think because I'd not told my wife or anyone, and I had this little bit of my own little retirement thing in my head, the emotion of the night and everything, and I ended up just saying it. But I knew after a few days that it was the wrong thing to have said, because my drive to still want to train and stuff, everything's still there. So it's not like I'm thinking, oh, I can't leave boxing. I want to walk. You know what I mean? I'm going to miss it. It's just I still want to succeed and win a major title. So yeah, the desire's there, and this is my last roll at dice.
And just going back into that fight, there were no odds on it, but I'd assume if there was going to be odds on it, you probably would have been an underdog. A big puncher, you know, it looked good, Dan Booth, but you obviously went and outboxed him.
Yeah, I boxed smart. I think when I boxed Ben Fields, I had a few people betting against me. Not betting, but there's like a topology sort of thing, and they do like who's going to win, and I think that was something like 85% Dan Booth to win and 15% me or something like that. So everyone who had voted had kind of gone against me. But I know what I'm capable of, and people see these little losses on my record and they don't understand all the ins and outs of why I've lost. Dalton Smith, hands on heart, he's a super talented fighter, but I've had a few where they've been really close and I knew I should have won. When I boxed, when I got stopped by Chris Conwell, I was schooling him for 6 rounds, got caught down at super feather. What a stupid thing to have tried to box at that. And Atif Shafiq, I mean, I'd box him God knows how many times. I'm comfortable, I'll beat him nearly every single time, but I lost 1.5 stone for it, and he caught me with a body shot. I just could not recover every time, or down. So there's a story to every little fight with me, and I believe I'm still virtually undefeated in respect that there's only really Dalton who were levels above, and I'll take my hat off to that. So I know I've got plenty left in me. It's just trying to get the fights now. Like I say, it's last roll at dice. I jump in with anyone all the time, and I think now me and Steffi and Ray will sit down and say, well, should we take that, shan't we take that, and be a little bit smarter.
Interesting. So Ben Fields, Dan Booth are probably your 2 best career performances. I was at the Ben Fields fight, and it was a 50-50 to me on paper, but you was at your best. That was probably the best Lee Appleyard I've probably ever seen. Was a Dan Booth performance better than that? Because I haven't seen that yet.
It was very smart and calculated. I listened to my team. Box long, I'm tall, I'm rangy, I can punch, but I like to try and get involved a bit too much. There were times when obviously I started letting them go. I am an entertaining fighter, and that's why I do so many tickets, because people know when I fight it's entertaining. But it were another very good performance, and I were ill. And when I say ill, I was shockingly ill that night, so I must have been coming down with something. I was in the back and everyone was saying how hot the venue were, and I was freezing. So I think I was verging on and I think it emptied my tank, and then I was ill for a week or 2 after. So I boxed that well off being ill. I didn't spar for 3 or 4 weeks before, which no one knew. I actually sparred Ben Fields. He perforated my eardrum in Birmingham, so I didn't have the best camps, but I stuck it out and I did box really well. So yeah, it was another really good performance. I think
just mentioning that because people might be saying he's making it up, but I spoke to you a couple of weeks before the fight, and I remember you telling me that you were injured, you had a perforated eardrum, but you were still going to go ahead with the fight. So it's worth mentioning that you told me about that injury before the fight.
Yeah, listen, I'm not one for, if I'm taking a fight, I'm not moaning. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to moan about it. In my head, I know, like I said, the little stories with the fights and stuff like that. If you decide to fight, that's the result. What happens on the night is because the best man won. Simple as. But yeah, I perforated my drum. It was bad. I went and had it checked a couple of times. First time I had 1 hole. Second time I had 2 holes where it was still trying to heal. And I knew when I think round 3 or something like that, I think he caught me with his head on my ear and it rang like mad. But the beauty of it were with the perforated eardrum, it wasn't my balance. It was just pain, basically. So I knew if my balance had gone, I'd have had to say, look, I can't. But it didn't affect my balance, so I knew I would be all right going into the fight.
definitely, and credit to you for that. Obviously, you're looking at potential options. One of the potential options that the fans would love to see is you and Levi Kinsiona. I spoke to Levi last week before he's obviously lost at the weekend, and he said that he obviously had Lee Eaton backing him now, and he felt he was in a better position where, and also he wants to fight a lightweight, and I think he suggested if you're willing to come down to lightweight, and I told him you did tell me last time that for the right fight you would. So first of all, what did you think of Levi's performance, and second of all, would you go down to lightweight to fight him?
So his performance were good. It was a cracking fight. He's an entertaining fight. He's a bit like myself, and that's probably why we had an entertaining fight in the tournament. I'm a 10-round fighter. Levi's never gone to 10 rounds. He's done an 8-rounder now. My issue is at lightweight, I know how hard it were when I did it 4 or 5 years ago against Atif, and that's why I got stopped, because I got caught with a body shock, so I was weight drained. So I'm umming and ahhing, shall I, shan't I? Always tell my wife, remind me I'm not a lightweight. But no disrespect to Levi, listen, he's not bringing anything to me now. Nothing. I beat him. He's just lost again. He's ranked miles behind me in a weight division below me. But money talks. If there's a title on the line, I'd maybe consider something. But again, like I said 5 minutes ago, I'm boxing smart now. I'm taking fights what are going to make sense. He's not even really warranting a central area or anything, coming off a loss and stuff. So, and I want British and Commonwealth, and I'm there. I'm worthy of fighting for one of them titles. So that's what I'm holding out for.
And if it's not Levi, is there any other particular name that you want to call out or mention that you'd like to fight?
I don't call people out. I never have done. Some of my friends and family like, you need to start calling them out. That's why you might get the opportunity and stuff like that. But I just want a good solid fighter. You've got your Sam Maxwell's, your Lewis Ritsons. There's some big names out there.
I think Lewis is fighting O'Hara Davis, I think.
Oh, is he? Right, okay. Again, there's another good name. But it's about getting the camp as well. Like, there's these names, but people don't realise they're offering me at 3 weeks. You can't prepare. People say, well, you should always be in camp. Well, yeah, you should always be in camp, but you've got to prepare for the fighter that you're just training, just ready for a tall ranger fighter or come forward. You've got to have them spars, and I don't spar much more than once a week if I'm sparring. Just I don't want to get injured and stuff like that. I'm not 24 years old anymore. I'm 35 now, so you've got to have a good 6 or 8 weeks really to have 6 or 7 spars for the opponent you're fighting. So it's about getting a fair camp with it. But if not, me and Steffi will sit down and Steffi's a good man. He's always helped me out and got the opportunities there. He's cracking at his job, and I think probably February, March we'll probably look to try and do a final eliminator. Not an eliminator. I've told him I'm not doing it. I want a proper final eliminator, so I'll become mandatory for that title next, and that'll be probably for Commonwealth, because obviously Dalton's still riding with the British. Whether he vacates, then that's something I'd jump into as well.
Good stuff. I just want to get your opinion, Lee, away from boxing. Did you watch John Fury in action last night?
I didn't, no. I didn't actually see it. I have seen little clips of it. I don't know what it's all about, and I didn't even watch the show, a YouTube show or whatever you were in it. Lads have mentioned it when I was training this morning, but I hadn't really seen anything, so I can't really comment on that one, mate, sorry.
Good stuff. Yeah, I always like to get people's opinions on whatever's obviously hot in the news. Lee, unless there's anything else you want to add, we're done. Thank you.
No, that's it, mate. Like I said, I'm just waiting at the minute. But I'll tell you who's fighting this week, because there's a few people in super lightweights fighting, and it's Ben Fields fighting Billy Allington, who was the English champ. I don't know why he vacated it. That's in a 6-rounder, and I'll be wishing him well. And I think Ben Fields will do the business on Friday or Saturday. So all the best to Ben on this weekend.
Good stuff, Lee. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it as always.
No problem, mate.